the federal level or the corporate level, there's a lot of different compliance things that are pushing the envelope on the security issue and the security problem. You know, one of the things that I've very controversially said in an interview was with regards to privacy. And what I said was, the moment we all got online, we do not have any privacy. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you do have any privacy. If there's anything that the hacking community is sort of doing a positive thing for, is privacy, including the bad guys. Because every time that a bad guy goes and hacks 140 million credit cards, it prompts someone, i.e. the federal government, to pass down compliance to the people, to these corporations that are responsible for that data. And so the good, the bad, and the ugly are ultimately providing privacy for all of us, whether they're bad or they're good. Okay, now I don't know if that makes sense to you all, but that's the way I see it. Okay, we really don't have any privacy today. You know, one of the companies that the boys in Miami hacked was Heartland Payment Systems. My bank uses Heartland Payment Systems. So yeah, technically I was hacked too. They have my debit card information. They could have used it. Do I pay the price for it? No, but somebody does at the end of the day. So somebody's total application performance assurance. As we get into this issue of compliance, the focus moves towards application assurance, not network. And that's one of the big problems I see with all of these compliance things. I work with all of them at some level, is they're very gray as to what it means to be compliant with. Some of these tests just ask a question, are you secure? Yes. Oh, you're compliant. How is that compliant? Who's testing this to make sure that it is compliance? The question is, how fast can we respond? Intrusion resilience. The truth is, like you saw with our little timeline diagram, it really is. Oops. That shouldn't look like that. The truth is that for the most part, we are still reactive to security, and the more proactive we become, the better. Updated NIST and federal standards for cloud computing and cloud security are starting to form, and growth and its increased adoption are obviously one of the things that's also pushing security in the cloud. The background's not supposed to be there, but the other thing is I see a growth in attack vectors. These are just the ones we know about. In fact, 5 years ago, there was no such thing as cross-site scripting or SQL injection. These are completely new attack vectors. I expect to see a lot more new attack vectors. Growth and complexity of these attacks, but while the complexity of these attacks has risen, the knowledge of the person hitting the button is lower than ever before. In fact, the average age of a malicious attacker is 12. Increase of state-sponsored cybercrime. Needless to say, we all see that. Increase in arrests, increase in InfoSec budgets, an increase in InfoSec education, as well as an increase in IT security personnel. Still, many organizations, their security personnel is the same sysadmin who's been dealing with that Solaris box for the last 10 years, but now he's now responsible for all security on these systems. So this has to change. It is its own field, and it requires its own kind of expertise. So while there is more and more money being spent in security, I think the latest report said it's 7% or 7 to 8% of the overall IT budget is spent on security. Which my joke, which doesn't work so much for the federal government, is you probably spend more on coffee than you do on security. And whether your organization is paying for the coffee or you're going to Starbucks and buying it, you're probably spending more on coffee than you are on security. And that's really kind of the concern, because it is slowly becoming such a major issue. And every time that an incident takes place, we all lose. So anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you all.